This is Martin Dreyling from University of Munich. I would like to share with you some insights here from the virtual Lugano meeting, which was different this year, but a lot of clinically relevant data still presented. What about first line? There are now new data, and this is based on health insurance data from US and based on analysis of really 1,600 patients. What are the results concerning the rituximab maintenance? Well, after R-CHOP kind of treatment, and that were a couple of hundred people, 250 essentially, an additional application of rituximab did improve PFS and overall survival. Well, similar as the prospective trials. The interesting thing, though, the same benefit has been observed for bendamustine-based induction, and that was even significant for overall survival. So in my opinion, yes, these are no prospective data, but the authors really incorporated a couple of, well, the most established risk factors into multivariate analysis, including age, including LDH as a surrogate marker for proliferation, including blast variant, and still rituximab maintenance holds up, improving PFS and overall survival significantly. What is our standard approach in first relapse? Well, in the guidelines, it's more and more that specifically for the early relapses, this is ibrutinib or other BTK inhibitors. Now, at that meeting, data were updated for the combination of ibrutinib and bortezomib, which is a very convenient combination because, let's say, it's almost in label. Bortezomib, standard approach for 6 cycles combined with continuous ibrutinib. And what is interesting in this phase 2 study, which had been performed by the Swiss study group together with the European MCL network, that duration of response and progression-free survival was, 1.5 to 2 years, better than what we would have expected with ibrutinib mono. When it comes to response rates, overall response rate above 80%, which is even more important, CR rate around 44%. And then this is the most interesting part of the story. We looked at the high-risk patients, and that is based on the biological risk factors, Ki67, BLyS variants. And what is very interesting is that even the patients with one of these risk factors, they still showed a rather favorable outcome with, let's say, a PFS median, well, in the range of 1+ year. And that is definitely significantly more than what we have observed with ibrutinib only. There, it's only in the range of half a year. And finally, anything else beyond BTK, now as BTK inhibitors, stepping into earlier and earlier positions in the therapeutic algorithm, yes, we have a comparison between conventional treatment and CAR T cells. And in this analysis and at Lugano, the POT24 data were shown with an extended follow-up. And again, it seems that first of all, CAR T cells are superior to conventional treatment in BTK failures. What is important now with a longer follow-up, the analysis of the POT24 patients, that even these high-risk patients showed ongoing remissions. So quite some new data. Accordingly, I think nowadays, most of us outside of clinical studies still consider chemotherapy at first line. Targeted treatment approaches took over for first relapse, mostly specifically for the early relapses. And now we also have a third line with either BTK, the non-covalent BTK inhibitors or CAR T cells. Thank you for your attention.